Hold on to your platform boots and face paint, rock warriors, because the cosmos is called home one of its wildest wanderers. Ace Frehley, the space ace himself, has blasted off at 74, leaving behind a trail of smoke and guitars and enough pyrotechnics to light up the Milky Way. If you're a Kiss Army veteran or just someone who ever air guitared to Detroit Rock City, we're diving deep into the life of the man who turned rock into an interstellar spectacle, complete with laughs, legends, and a few facepalm moments that prove even guitar gods aren't immune to gravity. Literally, as his untimely exit came from a nasty fall that led to a brain bleed. But before we mourn, let's celebrate the Bronx-born shredder who co-founded one of the most over-the-top bands in history, proving that sometimes all you need to conquer the world is a little makeup, a lot of attitude, and a spaceship persona that made Ziggy Stardust look like a commuter on the subway. Born Paul Daniel Frehley on April 27, 1951, in the gritty streets of the Bronx, New York, Ace didn't exactly scream future rock icon from the cradle. Growing up in a musical family, his mom was a classical pianist and his siblings dabbled her instruments. He picked up the guitar at 13 after Santa Claus, or maybe it was a benevolent alien, dropped one under the tree. Little did the world know, this kid would one day make six strings weep, wail, and explode like fireworks on the 4th of July. By his teens, Ace was hustling in street gangs like the Ducky Boys, dodging trouble and honing his chops in local bands with names that sound like rejected comic book villains, the Four Roses, King Kong, and Honey. Imagine a young Ace leather jacket slung over his shoulders strumming away while avoiding switchblades. Talk about a rock and roll boot camp. He once joked that his gang days taught him more about survival than any music school, quipping, "I learned to run fast and play faster." Humor aside, those rough edges shaped the raw, unpolished energy that would define his style. No conservatory polish here, just pure electrified grit. Fast forward to 1972 when Fate, or a Village Voice Classified ad, intervened. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, two ambitious rockers with dreams bigger than their hair, were hunting for a lead guitarist for their fledgling band, Wicked Lester. Ace showed up to the audition in mismatched sneakers, one red, one orange, because why not? Plugged in and blew them away with riffs that could melt steel. They hired him on the spot, and just like that, Kiss was born. Ace didn't just join, he transformed them. He designed the band's iconic lightning bolt logo, which has been tattooed on more fans than regretful ex-lovers' names. And his Space Ace persona? Pure genius. While Stanley was the star child, Gene Simmons was the demon, and Peter Criss was the Catman, Ace embodied the cosmic wanderer, complete with smoke-billowing guitars and an otherworldly vibe that made fans wonder if he was beamed down from a UFO. Kiss's early days were a grind, playing dingy clubs, scraping by on ramen and ambition, but Ace's solos added that extra zapped, turning songs like Deuce and Strutter into anthems. Their self-titled debut in 1974 didn't set the charts on fire, but it lit a fuse. By Alive in 1975, they were exploding, literally, with stage shows featuring blood spinning, fire breathal, and elevators that lifted the band like rock gods ascending to Valhalla. The glory years of Kiss in the 70s, when disco was dying and rock was roaring. Ace was the quiet storm amid the chaos. His guitar work on tracks like Shock Me, which was his first lead vocal, by the way, proving he wasn't just a sideman. He wrote or co-wrote hits like Cold Gin and Parasite, infusing them with bluesy bends and harmonic fireworks that influenced everyone from Slash to Eddie Van Halen, who, fun fact, almost replaced Ace and Kiss during a rough patch. Talk about a multiverse mix-up. But let's inject some humor. Kiss's makeup era meant anonymity, right? Wrong. Ace once got recognized in a grocery store stand's paint, leading to a fan meltdown over canned beans. "I thought Space Ace shopped at interstellar markets," a fan allegedly said. Ace's response? A chuckle and an autogram on a soup label. The band mystique was key. No face is revealed until 1983, by which point Ace had already pieced out. Their contrasts were circus meets apocalypse, explosions, confetti, and Ace's guitar smoking like it had a bad habit. Fans ate it up, forming the Kiss Rummy, a legion that turned the band into a merchandising empire. Toys, comics, even a disastrous TV movie where they fought evil robots. Ace later laughed about it. "We were superheroes who couldn't act our way out of a paper bag."
But rock stardom isn't all glamour. Ace battled demons of his own, alcohol and drugs that derailed him during Kiss's peak. By 1982, after albums like Destroyer with the epic Beth ballad, though Ace sat that one out, and Love Gun, tensions boiled over. Ace wanted more creative control, Simmons and Stanley wanted discipline. He left after Creatures of the Night, but not before contributing to Dynasty and Unmasked, where disco influences crept in, cue the eye rolls from purists. Ace quipped in interviews, "We tried to boogie, but Kiss fans wanted to rock, not hustle." Solo life beckoned, and boy did he deliver. Forming Frehley's Comet in 1984, he dropped a self-titled debut in 1987 that outsold Kiss's concurrent album, Sweet Revenge, with tracks like Rock Soldiers, a nod to his car crash rival. He once flipped a DeLorean, emerging unscathed like a true space invader. Albums like Second Sighting and Trouble Walkin' followed, blending hard rock with Ace's signature flair. His 1978 solo album during Kiss's heyday went platinum, featuring New York Groove, a cover that became his signature strut. Imagine Ace cruising Times Square, guitar in hand, owning the city that birthed him. The 90s brought redemption. Kiss reunited the original lineup in 1996 for a makeup-clad tour that grossed millions, proving nostalgia is the ultimate currency. Ace redined Mask On for Psycho Circus in 1998, but old habits resurfaced, leading to his final exit in 2002. Post-Kiss, he thrived as a solo artist. Albums like Anomaly 2009, Space Invader 2014, and the Origins cover series, where he reimagined classics with guests like Slash and Mike McCready. His 2024 release 10,000 Bolts showed he still had juice, collaborating with Steve Brown for fresh riffs. Ace's influence? Immense. He inspired generations. Think of the kids picking up guitars because of his accessible yet explosive style. Not a shredder like Malmsteen, but a field player whose bends told stories. Humorously, he once admitted his drunken bends came from, well, actual drinking sessions. Pro tip, don't try that at home unless your home is a stadium. Personal life, Ace married Jeanette Cheratola in 1976. They had a daughter, Monique, before divorcing. He beat cancer in the 2010s, throat issues from years of rock excess, and sobriety became his new mission. In memoirs like No Regrets, he spilled the tea, wild parties, UFO sightings, he claimed real encounters, fitting his persona, and Kiss feuds. On Simmons and Stanley, mixed feelings, respect laced with barbs, like calling Gene a control freak with a tongue longer than his bass lines. Yet tributes poured in upon his passing. Paul Stanley called him my brother in arms, the spark that ignited Kiss. Gene Simmons, ever the showman, said, Ace was the original, the spaceman who took us to the stars. Rest easy, my friend. Fans on X, formerly Twitter, echoed the grief. One post read, lost a legend but gained an angel with the Les Paul. Another, Ace Frehley dead? 2025 just got less rockin'. Even non-fans hipped hats like, didn't love Kiss but respect the huge impact. R.I.P. Spaces. His death hit hard. A fall at home in late September led to a hospitalization, then a second tumble causing a brain bleed. On October 16, 2025, in Morristown, New Jersey, surrounded by family, he passed peacefully at age 74. TMZ reported he was on life support briefly, but his family's statement captured the essence. Devastated yet celebrating his laughter, kindness, and epic achievements. Ace's legacy? Kiss's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2014, though he skipped the performance drama, millions of albums sold, and a blueprint for theatrical rock that influenced everyone from Motley Crue to Slipknot. He wasn't just a guitarist, he was a vibe, a cosmic joker who made rock fun amidst the excess. As we wrap this tribute, remember Ace's words, I've lived 9 lives like a cat, but with better solos. Rock Heaven's band just got upgraded. Imagine him jamming with Hendrix, trading licks that bend universes. For more deep dives into legends like Ace, smashing scoops on Hollywood's wild side, and laughs that rock your world, subscribe to Inside Hollywood, your backstage pass to the stars. Stay tuned, stay rockin', and keep the volume cranked. Peace out, Space Ace. The galaxy's brighter for your light.